get up. Again, Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight. Game 4, a washout. Boston down as many as 48, wound up losing by 38. But as they come home, Jayson Tatum has this to say about their urgency.
We would love to win tomorrow more than anything. But if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. We have more opportunities. So just like setting that table of like, you know, don't surrender to that idea that we have to win tomorrow. We would love to, absolutely. But Game 5 is the biggest game of the season because it's the next game on the schedule.
All right, anybody? I mean, I found that sort of a startling way to approach. What do you think?
I don't think that when I hear Jayson Tatum speak, that it always computes the right way to how he's actually going to play on the court. Like, right. I associate, when I hear Jaylen Brown talk, I know that that talk isn't going to match the play on the court. When I hear Jayson Tatum talk, there's a part of me, I'm like, okay, Jay's talking, but that's not the way he's going to play. I know that doesn't sound right. His demeanor to me has more felt like that since the time that I've known him, since he's been 18 years old.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean,
doesn't make it right, Greeny.
Can I give you just one line from Jaylen Brown? These are the moments that can make you or break you. That's what he said after Game 4 going into Game 5. A much different message than simply, it doesn't matter if we win or lose. We still have another game to play. It's just two different mindsets that also kind of are emblematic of the two different players and their style of play. But it's the last thing I want to hear. It's the last thing I want to hear, because you have to look at this as, we win this tonight, we get it over with, we're done. Because if we don't, we give them even more life, and we got to get back on a plane and play in Dallas. It's the last thing you want to do. The mentality should be win tonight. I didn't even pack for Dallas.
This isn't uncommon, though. I can't remember what loss it was where we were all sitting here talking about Jayson Tatum the same way. It was one of those Game 2 losses.
The Pacers loss.
No, they didn't lose a game.
No, they didn't lose
It was either Cleveland
or Cleveland or Miami, and he was like, it's not the end of the world.
Right,
and we were all on fire about Jayson Tatum. And what did Jaylen Brown say after that game? He was like, that's unacceptable. That's not. They always speak. One's like fire and one's like ice. And that's the way that they lead this team. There is nothing more. Actually, there are a lot of things that I hate. I hate this game is important because it's the next game. Whether I'm talking to a college coach that's about to play their rival team and they're like, it's just important because it's the next game. I'm like, no, it's not just important because it's the next game. This is a very important game, but I think you're trying to convince yourself that it's important because it's the next game.
Did someone at this table during the break say, was it you, that this is sort of the message to Joe Mazzulla is trying to impart upon his team, maybe to try and reduce the level of pressure that
Allen
they feel?
said that, but
Allen said
this is a statement by a player and a team that has not delivered in the past.
Right.
And so the idea here is we've been under pressure in playoff settings in the past to close out series and not gotten it done. So let's keep the pressure down. That's what I read as that. The other thing I'll say is Tatum has yet to have a great finals game. I know that he had
Insider Hoop Collective podcast. We will not be doing a Cavs corner like you do on the Hoop Collective.
Game really throughout the 2022 finals. And I'm not saying he needs to have one, but he's averaged 21 points on 37% shooting in now 10
I think he does need to have one, Wendy. It's been 10 games.
It's a good idea. It would be a good idea.
It would be nice.
It would be a good idea. It'd be nice.
It's not
the way Tatum would say it.
If Luka scores 21 tonight, the Mavs have no chance. If Tatum scores 21, the Celtics, they have a lot more pathways to win.
Exactly.
But it would be nice if Tatum had a great
We're waiting for this signature game from Jayson Tatum. We haven't gotten it yet. It would be nice to get it tonight.
Just don't go off of what he says. Go off of how he plays on the court, which I think, Jay, Will, is what you were trying to say.
Look, it is not my place to tell Jayson Tatum what he should say, what he should think, how he should feel, or anything else. But I would like to see someone get up there and bring like some luggage and smash it with a baseball bat and say, I don't even own this anymore.
That's not happening.
I'm not ready to fly to Dallas. My point is, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. My next trip is going to be to Vegas to celebrate the championship, or to the Caribbean with my family to unwind after the parade. Like, I'm not going. I want him walking up there saying, I'm not going back to Dallas. I have no plans to go back to Dallas.
There's a part of everybody at this table that you just want that extra little anger from Jayson Tatum to tap into that will take his game to the level we all know it could be. You see it in spurts. You just want it to translate to the personality.
Jay, to the point you were making a minute ago, if they lose tonight, they are in trouble.
I hear you. It's a real
trouble.
thing. It's a real thing. You lose tonight, you're back in Dallas with all the momentum going towards Dallas. And that's more pressure to win in a row, and then you have a game 7. Flip a coin.
You want your words to have urgency, especially when you're one of the leaders of the team. And that's what you want to hear because everybody else feeds off that.
But to be fair, and I'm not just trying to come to Jayson Tatum's defense, but if he and Joe Mazzulla felt like the team was incredibly tight in their last game, maybe he is just trying to relax the team a little bit with what he says in front of everyone. That has to be, if he felt like they were pressured, felt like they were forcing things, I think he's just trying to get them to settle
This team
in.
has been working towards this for years. They were great throughout the whole season. They were great at home throughout the whole season. I think they're going to be fine. I do not think that they're in a desperate situation at all. Even if they lose tonight, we'll be all over them, but they're not in a desperate. They need 1 win in 3 games. That's
History
it.
says, right.
Well, I mean, they needed 1 win in 4. Now they need 1 win in 3. If they lose tonight, suddenly they need 1 win in 2.
I agree, and my feelings will be the same.
It's remarkable how quickly I did that. Okay, coming up.